What is the BSNA?
Oh, hang on, we're about to start. We rolling? Alright. Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the Village of Weberville Council meeting, February 13th, 2024 at 6 p.m. Can we call to order and a roll call, please?
Schulman,
Here.
Schulman, here. Stanfield, here. Walter, here. Hitchcock's absent.
We have a quorum. Everybody please stand for the pledge.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Is there an approval for this evening's agenda?
I will make a motion to approve the agenda for tonight.
I was gonna say I'd like to make a motion to add,
Hang on. There's a motion on the floor. Is there a second? Okay. Motion fails.
sorry,
It's okay.
I would like to make a motion to add for number 9, the ESRI quote,
Sorry, what is it?
ESRI quote, please.
What is that?
It's the quote for the ESRI quote.
It's a GIS for our, that was done through the SAW grant. It's a, annual hosting fee, annual subscription fee for the GIS.
And is that in our packet or no?
No, Suzanne.
It is at the very,
But the quote's in there.
yes,
Okay.
I probably said it wrong.
Can you please spell it?
ESRI.
It's the last two pages of your.
Okay. Is there a second to approve the agenda as amended?
Or second
Roll call, please.
Schulte,
Yes?
Schulman, yes. Stanfield,
Yes,
Walter.
Yes.
Okay, the agenda is approved. Recommend to the council that we open public comment at 6:02 p.m.
So moved.
second.
All in favor, say aye. Aye. All opposed? All right. Is any comment from the public this evening, or anything anybody would wish to say? I'm hearing no. We'll close the public comment at 6:03. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? The consent agenda. We will have a chance to review minutes from January 29th, accounts payable, investment report, revenue and expenditure report, and the balance sheet. Are there any questions on any of those 5 items?
And what is BSNA?
That's the software that she uses.
Okay.
The MML payroll audit, is that standard every year, or was that a surprise?
I do it every year.
Every year? Okay, that's what I thought.
What's the Ingham County Circuit Court?
Is that, on which accounts payable are you looking?
February 13th.
That's for the personal property tax, or the property tax issue, right?
I like that. Oh, yeah, it's for that. We're getting the 2004 to 2018 personal property tax. It's been delinquent, removed off the book so that we can continue on, because it's not collectible. Yeah.
Why is that not collectible?
People are either moved, gone, or it's like,
Foreclosed.
like somebody sold their business and now we can't go back and get those people that they could be gone before they're dead. But, because the county takes our real tax, and they take it over there, we do the personal property.
Mhm.
And we can only go back like 5 years.
And that's the filing fee to file the petition with the circuit court.
Okay.
Shane, what did truck number 4 need?
Truck number 4 blew the front auxiliary hydraulic hose on it.
With the bucket truck?
No, that's the other spreader truck, the old spreader truck. So we eliminated that because we don't use front hydraulics on it for anything.
Gotcha.
One less thing that can go wrong.
What's that?
One less thing that can go wrong.
Yeah.
In theory. Okay, if anybody would like to make a motion to approve the consent agenda?
I will make a motion to approve the consent agenda.
Second?
Second. Any discussion? I'm hearing no. Roll call, please.
Anthony,
Yes?
Schoenberg,
Yes.
Stanfield,
Yes.
Walter.
Yes.
Approved, so we'll move on to reports. And first up is Deputy Hackman.
All right, so January was a pretty chill month for us, not a whole lot of significant activity. Had a couple things go on, specifically, there was a conversation between a couple of students, one asking if he had a gun or not. There was no merit behind it. Well, he claims it's a kid that we've had a lot of problems with in the past, and the school is dealing with him accordingly. Is more suspicious than anything. There's no intent to do anything, so we're not sending up any charges or anything, but the school they suspended him, and I think they're looking at expulsion for him as well. Our deputies responded to domestic that happened on the 300 block of Monroe Street. Subject was arrested and no charges were, they dropped the charges on him. I worked a stolen vehicle that, I was helping out county and there was a stolen vehicle located near the intersection of Elm and Holt Road where it dead ends. Come to find out that van was part of an operation being tracked by a group in Detroit, a task force in Detroit. I had a tracker on it. And it ended up coming back to a stolen trailer across the street or near that, another truck and trailer. So basically those guys were dropped off that vehicle, stole a vehicle next door and trailer. Before all that, they were tracked going through all Williamston. They had stolen an enclosed trailer and then dropped it off at another place for some other reason and decided to come visit us. So anyways, we got the guy. He admitted to all the charges and they're seeking charges down there for stolen vehicle and I'll be sending something up on that as well. So that was a really good case. So that was pretty cool. Don't get to do that a lot, so it's nice we could get that going. Statistics, total incidents that we took reports on were 7. 2 total arrests, which were warrant pickups. 18 traffic stops with, I thought there was 2 citations, but it says 1 citation on here was issued. Extra Weberville hours, excuse me, 16.6 hours. Again, that's extra hours that other deputies are coming in, command whoever, and spend time in the village, whether I'm here or not. Or our new guy, Rashawn. We had a warrant arrest, fraud, suspicious, actually there was 1 warrant arrest and 1 domestic violence arrest. A fraud, suspicious situation, largely from an auto, so someone broke into someone's vehicle, and then a couple of abandoned vehicles that we took. Any questions about that? So it's been a pretty good month all around,
Yeah.
at least January.
How are things going with the new deputy?
Well, I'll ask you guys.
I haven't had a chance to meet him.
I
Okay.
haven't met him either.
So his schedule, he goes to school, so his schedule is, a little like afternoons, it's sort of a mix between like afternoon and a little bit in the evening and later, so it just depends on his days. But I was just talking to him today, he says he's really enjoying his time out here and, you know, he's a month and a half in or so and, you know, he's gotten into the schools a few times and, you know, when he's here, normally he shows up after school, so he doesn't get a lot of time in there, but when he is able, he goes out there. He seems to be enjoying himself.
Good.
He's acclimating well, he says, so, he's real eager to do something or be part of the process to do something about the trucks, on 52, dealing with Aldi and stuff, so,
We would love that.
so,
Yes.
And
Where-
Deputy Allen?
yep, Deputy Rashawn Allen.
Where did I get this? Okay.
All right. I did get an email, I think it was just today. So it's good news, referenced the FEMA, they were out here, I don't know, November-ish or something. They were surveying the damage from the tornado and in the, like, I won't even say Tri-County, in the mid-Michigan area, there was some flooding and stuff like that that also occurred. Anyhow, looks like it was determined that due to that storm, that they're getting FEMA money out of here. And I had Jessica share that on social media and she's gonna put it on your guys' website as well. But there's a link on there where folks that had been affected by the tornado, they can go to the website, which is www.disasterassistance.gov, where there's a phone number, 800-621-FEMA or 3362. Anyhow, that should be available on your guys' social media sites and or the website soon to get some sort of assistance if there was damage done to their property or house. So that's not just the village, that's the Lake Ingham County, but obviously Williamston and Weberville area got really hit on that. So.
Yeah, sure, sometimes.
So that's cool. I was really happy to see that. When they left, they weren't real convinced that we were gonna get any of that. And when I saw this, I was happy to see it, so.
Good.
But that's about all I got. Next thing is we sort of redid our, stats. It's a little cumbersome, but, what it does is it reflects our time a little bit more. About how many hours we work, including overtime. It doesn't have the, what does it have on here? Overtime, which I feel like it's missing something, that I added after it for February. I don't remember what it is though. But it's basically how we total up our dailies on the back that equal our hours that we work. So like 10 hours that I work plus if I work an hour and a half overtime or something like that, or whatever it might be, that shows exactly what's on the back of my daily. And so it shows 330.3 hours. Again, we're still learning that part to making sure it's adding up. Because it adds up just a little bit different here than it does on the back of our daily. So, but this shows the hours work that you guys are paying for is the whole point of that. It's work in progress for us, making sure we have our numbers right and stuff like that, because once you add it, you have to add it up. So like if we'll just say complaint time, if I had 3.7 hours of complaint time today and then 2.4, and then we change those, and it sounds silly, but if you go over it or you mess it up, you have to make sure your total at the bottom equals your number of hours worked, and it can be sort of cumbersome if you get a call in the middle of it and you try to do both things and you can forget. And so there might be some times where there's a little bit of variation, but it should be pretty good otherwise. Pretty reflective.
Plus or minus 5.
Plus or minus, yeah. There may be some variation in there, so.
Sure.
But, yeah, we worked hard on getting that taken care of, so I hope you guys appreciate that. And if there's ever any questions or anything, I'll always answer any questions that I can or whatever, and, yeah, so.
Well, I appreciate the stats, and
Yeah,
I know it's a learning curve, and I hope it's not too much extra work, but I think having a clear breakdown of of hours for the month like this is,
Yeah.
at least for me, reading this is a little bit easier to understand what's going where.
Yeah, and that was my stance on it, is it just says exactly what we did on the back of our dailies. This is exactly what the back of it looks like. So how I total my daily is exactly these, so, it's exactly the same.
Perfect.
I would like to say that, ride-alongs, if people want to do ride-alongs, they're more than welcome to do those. Jessica has the form. Get the form back to her and I can sort of streamline it into Mason so people don't have to go out there. And then another big thing that's going on right now, not really, as you can see from our vehicle things that we had to take care of, is there's a lot of stolen vehicles in the area, especially Lansing. Kias are everybody's target right now, so don't keep personal things in your car. Make sure you lock your car. A lot of people think they lock it, and people are just getting right in because they don't lock the door. Don't keep valuable personal items in there. But that's a real big problem right now that they're trying to solve, and short of catching them in the act it's hard to do. So just keep an eye out for your vehicle and make sure you lock it. That'd be my suggestion, but that's all I got.
Any questions for Deputy Hagman?
Thank you for everything you do.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for your service.
DPW report. Shane?
Evening. Mystics, had a ton of Mystics called in with the fiber, the drilling crew that's been in town. They've actually pulled out and another crews came in. So, we're having to redo a bunch of our Mystics. Compliance sampling's been done, vehicle maintenance, meter repair, water shutoffs, plowing and salting. The sand filter that was in well 3 that was leaking, we find somebody to weld that and get that repaired, and that's all been replumbed. The pump that was, that quit working in the industrial park lift station, that's been changed. Well 3, there's been landscaped around with the rocks. Been doing some grant work with Bruce and PEA. The drive behind the water tower, did some more improvements to that because of the train that stops there and doesn't allow the homeowners that are behind the tracks to get out. And brush pickup. So.
I noticed today when I was out at the DPW building, the salt barn is a little low. Are we expecting another load of salt this year or no?
Yeah, I was gonna have, I think we've got 1 or 2 more that we can get. We definitely have room for it, so I think if you wanna call them, get another at least 50 ton brought in.
Yeah, I was gonna say there's probably only 7 or 8 ton in there maybe right now.
Yeah, it's,
So we're gonna try to do that as count goes, so it'll be a lot faster and a lot more efficient. I just found that it's gonna be always going. Online building, the BSNA training, and download, ran into a little firewall issue. So they have it all up and going except for that part. So it's not usable yet, so, but, it's in the works. Josh has that right now. Personal property taxes, honestly, we're gonna be sending out the petition tomorrow to get those other years wiped off and have been working, trying to get the last 5 years paid up from people. We've actually been pretty successful. Got almost like 10,000 back, so. And then the tornado, obviously this was wrote before I found out that FEMA came back. So now there's gonna be a meeting for like public entities that has to go to like 4 different locations to help them fill out the application to get the funds back. That's gonna be the same week that I'm at class, so I'm gonna have to come go to class, but then I'm gonna make sure I go to one of those locations that are close by and then go back, so we can get that done. That's all I got.
Last time I'll ask, but how are the new hours working out still?
Wonderful.
Still good, no complaints?
Yeah.
Working out better for you and Tammy?
Yes, it's nice to see the sun.
I bet. Days are getting longer.
Getting gremlin doesn't help very often.
Right,
And I can tell you, I've heard some talk that it's really nice with the hours the way they are, people being able to go up during lunch hours and.
right. That's good to hear.
We're not as moody.
Yeah, lots of people.
And, I think you went to at least 1 or 2 trainings since our last meeting,
Yeah, they
no?
had the winter workshop. And actually, they're the reason why I found out about the taxes and how you can get your stuff automated, so. And they gave us contacts, so that was very helpful to go to. Actually, I have another training coming too, but, yeah, actually, I have a huge list of stuff now that I gotta look at and try to fix.
Excellent. Glad to hear you're getting value out of those.
Yeah,
Are you gonna be able to get on the website the 4 different locations for the FEMA
yeah, they're,
for, the village people to be able
so actually.
to pick one or the other, or whatever to go?
He was looking for locations for the public in local areas.
Mhm.
Our building might be one, they haven't chosen yet where they're gonna be.
Okay,
But for like us, there's 2 in Detroit area, 1 in the one in Lansing
Mhm.
at the Michigan State Police post there, and then 1 in Grand Rapids. So depending on what the schedule looks like, I'm probably gonna either go to the Diamondale one, Lansing or whatever, and then, or the Grand Rapids one. Because this was the one class I have that week that is the same thing as that, as the clerk's one. So I'm kind of trying to push for them to do like the elections part during that time.
well, one would think that since the tornado hit our area, Williamston, Weatherville, they should set up some type of maybe satellite.
You would think. But they're,
Could you possibly find out about that?
well, for the public, the general public, they're doing that for.
Okay,
But like bigger like towns and stuff,
okay,
we don't got that luxury.
okay.
And do you know, where, like, are they going to offer assistance to people needing help?
To fill out, that's what the locations are for, is for them to help fill out these forms.
Because that's a concern of mine, if, you know, someone's like, maybe saying, oh, I just don't know what I could do there, because maybe the computer's like, no, I don't know anything about it. and-
Yeah, I think NISA is another option that they're gonna use. But they wanted somebody that was further out in Union County, so it was between us and NISA.
Okay.
So everything right now, the whole process has been wait and see.
I just want to be able to reassure people if they're asking me, you know, those questions, yes, somebody
Yeah,
definitely
and once
either.
I know more, I'll forward it to you guys too,
Mhm.
and probably post it once I get it from Chris. So
Okay.
just unfortunately a wait and see thing again.
Use this,
Yeah,
if, you know, they bring their people in and,
yeah, I'm kind of hoping they take this, because I think it'll help, it'll be easier for them,
exactly.
but they got it, it's offered, so we'll see what they pick.
Okay.
Excellent. Thank you, Jessica. For the building and zoning report, McKenna and Associates is not here this evening. However, I will note that there's an email in their report from Chris Corey. So I encourage everybody to read that if they haven't. In tonight's packet, there's also information on what they are recommending for verbiage on the zoning ordinance read, so please review that. And under new business, we'll discuss rescheduling that public hearing, so. Just read that note from McKenna when you get a chance, so we are all informed going into the next meeting. NISA report, anything to report, Sandra?
We did have a member of the public that came to the NISA meeting, specifically asking about the, all these issues. And, one of the EMTs actually gave her, some information. I think there was a state trooper that was out there that, he, filed some kind of report with, one of the entities. So there is something extra that's being done as well, on top of what we're already doing. But I did tell her that we have been working on this for a really long time.
Understand it.
So, Other than that, there wasn't a lot going on at NISA, just regular things. We got new appointments, and Rusty's wish came true, so I am the new treasurer for this new year.
Congratulations.
That's why he asked me to go with him. So,
Awesome.
that's it.
Well, thank you. And Josh, my apologies. I skipped over the WDA
skipped.
report.
That's fine.
Anything to report?
The only thing I have to report is obviously continuing work on the Ford building. They're getting all the structural stuff done on the roof, and then the roof's gonna be folded up right now. So
Awesome.
finally moved on that. So hopefully before the snow falls, the snow will be outside the building, not inside of it. So other than that, that's pretty much it.
Excellent. Any questions for Josh as the chairman of the DDA? I'm hearing no, so we will continue with reports as planned. Mr. Scott Gould.
Just to go through the laundry list of things, the White Rose is still pending in circuit court. Last meeting I mentioned that it does sound like we have an oral argument set for February 22nd. However, I have not received notice on it, so I'll confirm with the courts. But last they told me to be ready by the 22nd of this month, so I'll keep you posted on that matter. Jamie Hort, I checked in with her probation agent today, just looking for some updates. She is currently unemployed and has been assigned a new probation agent, still within the Shiawassee County probation department, just as a new agent, which is so it'll be easy for me to monitor. I suspect that they're still gonna be looking for a show cause. A show cause effectively just calling Jamie to court before the judge and say, hey, how come you don't have a job? And when can we expect payment? So I'll try to have an update from the new agent by the next council meeting. MML, the bond issue, effectively that took a little bit of a backseat. We recently had a string of FOIA reviews that I had to perform and be a part of that took away some time on the MML. So I don't think it causes any problems. It's just I don't have anything to report in the MML for this meeting. Hopefully we'll have something by the next meeting. New things as far as laws go, it doesn't really affect the village, but just for the sake that you're aware of it, today is the anniversary of the MSU shooting, and with that, today is the first day of the new extreme risk protection order. It went into effect, effectively it's a red flag law for guns. If somebody is considered to be unstable or threatening to other people, a person can go file a petition with the circuit court asking for that person to have their guns removed from them, prohibit them from purchasing any guns after that petition is granted. It's an interesting law. I'm not sure how it's going to shake out. I'm sure someone's going to challenge it right out of the gate, given the fact that effectively you're taking someone's Second Amendment rights away from them. I mean, I'm not saying it's a bad law.
So what they're saying is the court can mandate the police to go in and start taking guns, which we're not any more excited about that than anyone else would be, so.
So would that be up to the court's decision at that point, as to whether or not they see the need to do that?
They would make a decision and create a court order for us to do that. So, you know, if, like I said, none of us are excited that we're gonna have to go and do that, but if that's what we gotta do, then that's what we gotta do. But, you know, there's a lot of, like you said, a lot of figuring out to do, how this is gonna happen and how this is all gonna play out, because it's very interesting to say the least.
Yeah.
I think it can be effective. But will it? I don't know.
Right.
I think anyone convicted of a domestic violence in any way, shape, or form, they're just gonna say 8 years. That's gonna be a lot of people. There's a lot of domestic violence out there, and there's no way to store this many guns.
Yeah.
There's no way.
Right.
So,
Very happy for businesses.
What's that?
I'm happy divorces.
All that stuff, you know?
I mean, your lights are already being put at risk. Now, they're just
Yeah,
escalating
so
your
it's gonna
life.
be very interesting to see how it plays out, but, you know, it's, hopefully people will think twice before they start doing what they think, you know, getting in a domestic violence situations where they do get arrested. You know, we don't take that job lightly, arresting people for domestic violence. But, you know, someone's, you gotta go, and that's what you're risking, and hopefully that will stick out in the back of their mind, like, okay, what's more important than this stuff? So,
Hardly unlikely interviewed at the moment, but
Mhm.
that's what they're moving.
hopefully. So, it'll be interesting.
Appreciate you bringing that to our attention, Scott. Any questions for our village attorney, Scott Wool? Hearing no, so, engineering reports.
Good evening, Bruce Wallace here from PEA Group, and we've been working on 3 different grants. 2 of them we've actually made application totaling about $60,000 to help the village with requirements around taking an inventory of the material types in their water service leads. There's requirements for, you know, physical verification of about 20% of the leads in the village, of those that are of unknown material. And so these funds would help fund Shane's activity in going around and doing some potholing and so forth to classify those leads. And then that would inform us as well. I mean, there's anecdotally, the belief is that there aren't any flood lines in Weberville, but if we do happen to find some, that would be, you know, good information for us to plan future activities. And there's certain steps that need to be taken, you know, if the line is actually identified, such as sampling and so forth on a regular basis. And then ultimately planning for the replacement of those lines. So those 2 grants were $60,000, and like I said, I've been working with Shane and Jessica on getting those together, so those are in. We're working on a grant now that's due on Monday, and that grant centers around providing funds to the village to help them update their water reliability study and do some financial analysis in preparation for and planning for ultimate replacement of the water lines within the village. You know, these would be items that would be required for an application to one of a couple different long-term funding sources for that purpose, and possibly could include some preliminary engineering design as well. So those are the grants. Later on this evening, you're going to consider a resolution related to the grant that was awarded for the business park paving project. And that resolution just simply authorizes Jessica and Brad to be signatories to a grant funding agreement that needs to be signed with the state. So that would be the next step in that process in order to, you know, keep things moving. With respect to that, we've got a set of construction plans that we're ready to go out for bid. We're planning tentatively for February 21st with the consent of the council. And we just wanted to confirm that the funding for that project, if it was to move forward, is, you know, something that the village is sort of counting on doing this year. You know, we wouldn't want to maybe go out for bids if, you know, that was a project that the village didn't want to undertake at this point, right?
It's a project for 2025, right?
Would be for 24.
24,
Yep.
okay. And we're working on budgeting for that for,
We're gonna do the budget amendment. I believe when we first went through this, we did have those funds for that road.
okay, that's what I recall as well.
Okay. And just as a reminder, the grant really starts the funding activity about 1,500 feet into Highview Drive there, and covers pretty much the rest of the roads within that development. And then the first 1,500 feet, we've defined in our plans to take an alternate bid that the village can consider or not, depending on you know, how much dollars that's gonna be to do that work as well. With respect to the Act 51 funding, which is the money that you receive from the State Transportation Department every year for maintenance of your road system. We recently, every year, they require Shane to take a look at the road system map and confirm that there haven't been any deletions or additions of public roads, which sort of brought up or brought to light the fact that we've got a piece of Tech Drive that was extended to the south that ends in a cul-de-sac down there that has not been included in the Act 51 inventory. So in 2024, if the village would like to accept that road as a public road into their road system, then it would qualify for additional Act 51 funding next year. And based on what I can see, that might be about $3,000 to $4,000 a year in funding. So if you wanted to do that, that could be something that we could slate for this year. It probably would be pretty straightforward. I think we've got legal descriptions for that road. And what we would need to do would be to have the DDA deed that property to the village, and then have the village pass a resolution accepting that piece of the road into their system.
So right now, I guess that's still technically considered a private drive?
I suppose it would be, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So I mean, I don't see any reason to not do that.
We're already working on getting it dedicated to you guys.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, that was already a process that the attorney was working on.
Oh, it was?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right, well, you know, let me know what kind of support you need from me on that. I guess I'll, you know, let you take the reins on that. And
Yeah, Jessica, if you want to make sure that's in our agenda for Monday, just so we can refresh that. That was always our, goal anyway. Was
Oh,
to,
okay.
once it was completed, to dedicate it over. I think it was only just, we were waiting on selling off that spear piece, which we have done, so there's no reason for us to really hold back on that now.
Yeah. Let me know too, because the state might have some specific guidelines on the language in the resolution that they would want to see, so I can provide that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Perfect.
I think that was about all I had.
Okay. Well, we'll try to get to number 4 for that resolution as quickly as possible, but appreciate the reports.
Okay. And we're all okay going ahead with bidding the paving project beginning next week?
For the grant that's on.
Yeah.
Yeah, is that something we should probably vote on, eh?
Yeah, I would vote
Okay. Let's include that as part of new business item number 4 of the resolution and move forward with that. That's okay with you?
Sure, yeah, they're related, for sure.
Excellent. Advocate reports. See, there's a sign for the village office building?
Yeah, I know we discussed it before, but we still have people that don't know where we're at. But, I know somebody's been working on it, I don't remember how far we've gotten. And then it's kind of like a reminder. But, the truck traffic stuff, we already discussed a little bit on, so
Okay.
that's pretty much it.
So are you currently seeking bids for a new office sign or?
No, I thought somebody else was, I think, were you looking into it? Or Brad was,
I
somebody
think
was.
Brad was with
Okay.
I think just doing, honestly, just lettering on one of the front glass right here would probably be plenty. I mean,
Yeah.
it would be seen, because you don't wanna put village office above, like, you know, basically the front entrance there, it's gonna, you know, mess with people with the library.
Right.
If you put it on this side, I think.
Inside of it.
Yeah, the side of glass, I mean, I think that'd be plenty for people to see. I mean, right now, there's nothing
Right.
that says that, so.
Village office and library.
The library has a sign out there, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, isn't there some way though we could put out some small sign or something, because some people's eyes may not be able to see that on the window.
Yeah,
I think if you put large enough lettering on the doors that says village office, library.
yeah, cause I mean, if you look out there, because you have CADA's bus route there, you couldn't put it right there because it would interfere with their bus stop. So then you're obviously having to put it somewhere like in front of the library, which doesn't dictate the purpose, so,
You could put it in a nice color that would make it stand out.
yeah. Yeah, I mean, I think you would. I mean, I think if you look at it, if
Yeah.
you put something nice on that window, it
Black
would
letters, make it
stick
stand out
out
in the
far.
color.
Right. Okay, that sounds like it's a Brad thing, so
Yeah.
he's not here.
Can we add to that sign?
Sorry?
Can the sheriff's department please fix and update their sign? I'll bring some markers for you.
I don't even know who put that in there, it's been there as long as, it's been in there like 20 years.
Yeah, it's been there a long time.
I don't know who put that there.
Yeah, it's definitely looking
Seems like
wrong.
the DEA could pay for something like that.
Never know. Maybe I'll personally donate for that.
Okay, and anything else to say on truck traffic or?
I don't know, pretty much pretty well covered.
Okay, perfect. So on to new business. First item is the zoning and outdoor storage amendment. So in our packets this evening, there is a notice of public hearing to be rescheduled for February 27th, which is our next regularly scheduled meeting. This notice has been posted in the Monday issue of Fowlerville News and Views, with the updated amendments to look over before the next meeting. So with that said, I recommend to the council that we approve rescheduling the public hearing for the zoning and outdoor storage amendment for March 12th.
Yeah.
Oh, we're moving it from the 27th to the 12th.
Right.
Gotcha.
February 27th is just a discussion.
For the March 12th, 2024 meeting, so that McKenna can make the appropriate changes.
So moved.
Second,
Roll call, please.
Goldie,
Yes.
Schoenborn,
Yes.
Stanfield,
yes.
Walter.
Excellent. Item number 2, the first aid, AED, and CPR classes. Shane, I believe this was your project.
Yeah, I checked with, CESA can send somebody here during work hours so that we don't have to send everybody home and then come back. And I think it's $60 a person, there can be as many people. If you get, I think about 10 people, I think it knocks it down to 50. That can be done on Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Fridays. Pretty much any time during the day. I can sit down with staff and schedule that, and then if anybody else wants to join in.
I was gonna say, I think I saw the 3 of you have already done
Yeah.
CPR.
Yeah.
I have not, so maybe work, just to touch base with anyone who's not Lana, Deborah, and Sandro, if they want to do it and find a time that works.
Okay.
Either that or just make sure one of us are around.
At all times.
What's that?
Who's putting on those classes?
CESA ambulance, which is just south of this Stockton area. So, and I'm sure probably Mike has something with Lisa too. But I know Steve, their instructor with CESA, he was my partner when I worked on the ambulance, so.
I think he said,
May,
May.
yeah.
He does it right at the station though, doesn't he?
Yeah,
It really is an easy peasy class.
Yeah,
Quick.
yeah,
You know,
Thing
it's
about it
just a
is-
basic refresher.
yeah, rather than, it'd be nice to be able to do it while everybody's here. You know, because rather than, you know, getting out of work and then going home and then coming back for it, if everybody's here, we can just do it.
It's convenient that way.
Yeah. So, we can go ahead and do that. AED, as long as we're on that. I had, general manager say so reach out to his, Boundaries general medical supplier for most of the ambulances in the area. They came up with the, I think the G5, I think it's a Zoll. It's a little bit more expensive, but it comes with an 8-year warranty, and I think that would be something that would be good for the village office. I don't think we need anything that expensive down to,
Why did you go to Stockbridge and not Nissan?
because I work for Stockbridge. So I know,
Okay, but Weatherville is Nissan,
right,
so why would you not?
because I know everybody in Stockbridge, I don't know everybody in Nisa.
Okay.
I was deputy chief and I also worked on the ambulance there, so that's where my contacts are at.
Okay. Did you reach out to Nisa at all?
No, I did not.
Okay.
It'd be nice to get a quote from them, or who, I don't know if they use the same.
I assume they do, but I can still get a quote from them too.
Yeah, it'd be worth checking.
Yeah,
So we'll look forward to hearing more, I guess, next meeting. I don't disagree with you. If we're gonna spend a little bit more, probably for the office, given the public are in here.
yeah, there's a little bit more traffic up here, I think, and plus having an 8-year warranty on something. And
Right.
mainly the biggest thing with those are the batteries. The batteries are the main cost of the entire AED. So that's what's gonna go bad if something goes bad.
And when Shane and I were talking, I said, yeah, I can see that because we do have the public, we have the library, we have here in the office, but at the same time, I still think that we should have some kind of unit at the garage. Not that I would ever wish anything that would happen, but in the time it's going to take someone to get from the garage to here, just to get that unit, those are still critical
Yeah, 2
minutes.
units, sure.
Right.
So it doesn't have to be, because when we were at ours, how they said, they've got just a very basic that you can put in your own vehicle. At least Shane could have one, whether it be at the garage or in one of the trucks or something. It needs to be, I feel, a basic unit, still at one at the garage too.
And I think they said something about $900.
Correct.
Yeah, you can get a refurbished one fairly cheap. And there again, the only thing you really have to worry about is when they refurbish them, it's basically the battery and the pads.
Right.
Can you, check the connectivity for them? Because I know EM County just contacted me about that we need to run a network line to their office for theirs, because it has to be connected to the internet for them to do like checkups and firmware on all times.
Okay.
So check that out, just so that we can make sure that wherever it's at, we can get a line if they need a network line to it, to the internet.
Okay.
I'm sure part of that's probably so they just can double check it in case there's an alarm or something that
Right.
triggers on, they can actually identify it.
And yeah, and there's probably some sort of a liability thing in law enforcement too. That,
Yeah. Cause I mean, obviously that's, if you go to grab one that you need one and it doesn't work, that kinda sucks. So, yeah,
And
that's,
the expiration dates are only 6 months
for,
for these AEDs.
For the refurbished one?
It looks like for the brand new one too.
Where are you seeing that? I thought it was an 8-year warranty. Oh,
I believe that's the
I
quote.
thought they were a year,
I think
and
that's
then
the
somebody
quote.
had to come in and,
I think that's the quote expiration date. Expiration date of the quote.
okay, where are you looking?
6/30/24. Is that what you're looking at?
Oh, yeah, that's expiration for the quote.
okay, for this quote,
Correct.
okay.
Yeah, it's 8-year warranty with a 3-year service plan. So, next meeting,
Yep.
if you can talk to Misa and
Yeah, I'll definitely.
if you're prepared to bring a proposal to the council to vote on with all the information.
Yeah, I kinda wanted to get the feel on how council felt about having a new one for the office here. I just think there's enough traffic here that it would warrant something that,
I think it's a great idea. I mean, my personal opinion is that you're talking about a life-saving device that,
I agree.
you know, to save someone's life, or trying to save a few $100s is,
It's somebody's life.
Does the library have one?
I honestly don't know.
I don't think so.
But you know, we've
I have
also got the
not seen
pharmacy
any
over
in
here,
there.
we've got the restaurant here on the corner.
Because I was thinking, is if the library doesn't have one, obviously the best place to put it would be right in the lobby there.
That's
That way
what
it'd
we
be
talked
accessible to
about.
everyone.
I was thinking the vestibule is accessible to
Right
the
in the
library,
middle.
the office, and if we have an event, it's right inside the door.
Yeah. And like I said, the restaurant, you know, we don't know if they have one, but the restaurant's right there in the corner, the pharmacy's right over here. People are getting in and out of their cars, it's right there in the lobby.
Right.
yeah, we're at the main floor. That's gonna be a good spot for an accident.
Yeah,
I mean, it's a fair question to confirm whether or not the library has one, because if they do, we might be able to say, hey, do you mind if we put this in the vestibule? And
Yeah.
I doubt they're gonna say, no, you can't use it.
right.
I can check. I doubt they do.
Right.
But I do believe, like Len and I were talking, that the vestibule would probably be the best spot to put it.
It's a very visible location and.
Easy access.
Yeah.
Okay. On the new business number 4, the resolution for the business park grant agreement. So Bruce, I think you would like a separate vote to move forward with the bid process on the 21st, right?
Correct, yep.
Okay. So I would recommend to the council that we approve PEA Group to move forward with the bidding process to commence on February 21st, 2024.
So moved.
So moved by Lana,
Second.
second by Sandra. Roll call, please.
What was the date on that again?
February 21st, 2024.
That was Lana and Sandra.
Yes.
Schulte,
Yes.
Schoenborn,
Yes.
Stanfield,
Yes.
Walter.
Yes.
Okay. So that passes, and then on to the resolution itself. It looks like you, Bruce, you're looking for a vote from the village to execute this contract, correct?
To authorize the personnel to sign the contract. In other words, identify the people that have the authority to sign the contract on behalf of the village.
Okay. Jessica, do you know when Brad is going to be available again?
I thought by the end of this week, at least, let me,
Okay.
honestly, I can keep you,
The 15th? So Brad should be back and available in time to be a signer.
yeah, it says, I'm out of town from the 2/15/2024.
Okay.
Yep, what'll happen is the state wants to see this resolution.
Mhm.
Then they've probably got 3 weeks of processing on their side before they produce the actual agreement to be signed.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha. I didn't know if you needed Brad for the 21st to sign anything, and I would need to step in, but if he's gonna be available soon, then.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, with that, I would recommend to the council that we approve the resolution 2024-01.
Yeah.
01, to authorize the village officials to execute the Michigan Department of Transportation contract number 23-5572 related to resurfacing of Highview Drive funded by category B.
So moved.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Schulte,
Yes.
Schoenborn,
Yes.
Stanfield,
Yes.
Walter.
Yes.
Motion passes. Is there anything that we need additionally from the council this evening, Bruce?
Nope, I think we're all set.
Okay.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you
you.
for coming
Thank
this
you.
evening and sticking with us. Okay, on to item number 5, snow removal equipment. So in our packets this evening, there are 2 quotes. One is for a vent track, the other is for a Bobcat, both commercial grade units geared and built for snow removal. The vent track is $49,000, the Bobcat is $56,000. I've spoken with Shane regarding this issue, and without speaking too much for Shane, I think he and I are both on the same page that this late into the snow season, by the time we would acquire these units, we aren't even 100% sure that either of these are exactly what is best for the village in terms of functionality and price. And additionally, I've been made aware that after speaking with Caitlin, and quite frankly, looking at our revenue and expenditure report, we don't have any money. Plain and simple. We've already overextended the motor pool by 25% this year. So at the very least, this would need to be purchased in the 2024-2025 calendar budget. So I appreciate, everybody involved. I think Ryan got the Ventrac quote, and the Bobcat quote. So I think this is good information to have. But at this time, I think we need to do a little bit more homework and figure out. Yes, sir.
Are those pushing units or are they sweeping units?
The Bobcat, I believe, is just nope, it's both, yep. A
So
pusher and a
if
broom.
you did get one, you could,
Push or sweep.
well,
Yeah.
yeah, but I mean, you could take the attachment off it and put something else on
Yeah,
it, whether it's a bucket or something like that.
Bucket or blade, or they both have capabilities for buckets, brooms, or blades. So,
I mean, like, if you needed post holes dug, you could put like on the Bobcat,
yeah,
throw a post hole digger on it.
yeah, they both have a myriad of attachments that go along with them.
right.
But it would be nice to demo both of them
That's a good
and
point.
see. $50,000 is a lot of money for a sidewalk machine.
Right.
Plus, when we don't have the money in the budget for it, or in the account.
Yeah.
It'd be nice to be able to just go ahead and pick one and buy it, but, when the budget is, when that line item's empty, there's not a whole lot we can do. And I know Josh had said that they had, kind of earmarked, but I don't think that's final yet, is it?
No, because the DDA set up for a side-by-side, the 30,000 for that, so if it changed to a different device, it obviously we'd have to reload on it and make an adjustment for it, so, yeah, I mean, I think at this point, I think I'd agree is, one, we have to do the plan amendment, we have to go through all that process. The DDA always has to go through whenever we change what we're doing. But I think, I agree, I think we probably should see what, obviously, by the time you got anything, you're gonna be into like mid-March, and we're really gonna get a ton of snow. I think we did the same thing last year where we kind of pushed it off, but unfortunately we pumped the brakes into winter again instead of,
Yeah, I don't think we should do that this year.
yeah, in
We
fall.
definitely need to move on it.
Yeah.
This was
Move on
brought up
something.
in May,
Yeah, I
it was
don't.
brought up in June, it was
Yeah.
brought up in July.
Yeah, so I think I think Shane's right, I think the best thing to do is contact a lot of these companies. I know Bobcat Lansing, for instance, will literally demo, they'll bring a trailer full of stuff, because they're obviously trying to sell. So I think that would be the better option, is to demo a couple things and see what.
And didn't you say that did you demo one of the?
I just demoed the Ventrac, and I did it in my property, 10 acres, and it took me probably 2 or 3 hours, and I was still running over stuff I shouldn't have. Because it just, how it articulates is very, very weird. Like, it takes a long time to get used to it. I think for downtown, I think it would just, I think you'd get stuck easily because you get kind of snaked into an area and then you have to kind of know how to like snake yourself back out of it. So,
I think the best way to hold ourselves accountable to not kicking the can down the road again is if we plan in our budget season coming up, we're in the process of specifically put in for the motor pool fund, say $25,000 for snow removal equipment. That money will be there and, you know, at least it's earmarked and it doesn't become a, well, November's here, we should do a budget amendment to figure out what we're gonna do. It's, you know, it's planned for, and then, you know, over the next couple or few months, we can settle in, do some demos and figure out what would work best.
yeah, and I think something also to think about too is,
Well, make a motion that there's no more equipment being bought, period, until we have enough money to do this, because this is for the downtown area, where we have pedestrians walking in and out of the stores, in and out of the restaurants, the drugstore, kids walking home, walking to school. I think this should be a priority, that, yes, we don't have the money now, but everybody, no more spending money until we can come up with this. And if we get it in June, then we get it in June, and we put it away for next winter.
yeah, I mean, I think something to look at too is, even though it's not super favorable, is obviously the little lawn tractor that was doing the job for 20 years. You know, we got an equivalent quote, I think Sam did a while back, and it was like 18 grand before we locked and loaded. So it's like, do we just spend that and serve another 20 years, you know, give or take? I mean, you know, we kept looking for this one-trick pony that can just do snow and other things, but maybe we need to go back to that one-trick pony, because maybe that's how it is. And then, you know, especially if we're talking like 50 grand, the other 30 can be used as something else that actually produces the other part of that equation, rather than, you know.
We just need something for the sidewalks.
Yeah,
You know, for the citizens to go in and out of the, like I said, in and out of the stores, the kiddos to go to school, come home from school.
Well, and at the time when we got the quotes for a John Deere replacement, the 18,000 seemed like a lot, but I think we've learned a lot when we see $50,000 and $55,000.
I can buy 2 of those.
Right, 18,000 doesn't seem so bad anymore.
and it's just gonna get worse, we know that.
Right.
I mean, we're all aware of it.
And frankly, I mean, for future discussion, but there is an option on those John Deeres for a rotary broom, and I can guarantee you it's a heck of a lot less expensive than the Ventrac specific attachments that are $5,000 or $6,000 a piece. So if we wanted that flexibility, we can include that in the quote. And, you know, as long as the DDA is willing to earmark funds to help the village with snow removal, I don't see why we couldn't have our cake and eat it too, where if we did a modest garden tractor similar to what we had and a side-by-side, we'd be in it probably less than one of these specific units and have way more flexibility.
Yeah, I mean, I think that side by side, honestly, if we did 2 of them, I mean, again, you get 2 for the price of 1 of what we're looking at, is I think side by side too, because we're talking about like the parking lot, the new parking lot's gonna go next to the Ford building. It's like, get a full-size truck in there is gonna be very, very hard. So we're obviously gonna have to figure out something for snow there too, because I mean, I know, I mean, I'm sure Shane is a maestro with the truck, but I can't imagine if you have a blade on the front of a full-size pickup, you know, and you push that snow, that lot's not very wide, so you're gonna be not happy.
Well, in regards to the room issue, I think initially when the John Deere broke, we were looking for a replacement somewhat immediately, and the idea was a side-by-side, and it was determined quickly it was not gonna fit. But that was mid-season while snow was down, and at least in my mind, I'm realizing, wait a minute, it's well within our authority that if we want to seasonally remove the benches and move the trees to make room for a piece of equipment, that makes the most sense for us. It seems pretty silly to restrict ourselves because we don't want to move a couple of benches.
Because DDA's thinking about planter boxes down there, aren't they?
Yeah, that's what I'm pushing for, because the trees, when they were put in, this is before my time, so it was probably 11, 12 years ago when the streetscape was done. Those trees were supposed to be dwarfed, so they didn't grow any bigger. And then we found out later that that was not true. So those trees probably within the next 2 years are gonna have to be, you had the arborist come out. And I think that's what they gave us, like a 3 to 4 year, and we're on to the second year of that those trees need to be removed before they start doing damage to the sidewalk. And I mean, lots of them are dying anyway. So I think but my thought process to do planters is we can have trees grow, and then as soon as they get big enough, we cart them out. You know, we can sell them if we want, we can put them out DDA property, we can put them out DPW, we have options where to put them, and then we just buy more and put them down again, and then those planters can be moved seasonal for like the farmer's field day, we can use them as barricades. I mean, there's a lot of options there if they're movable, and you don't have the grates, because I don't know who ever thought the safety aspect of the grates being on the sidewalk but it's not.
They're garbage collectors too.
Yeah, they're garbage collectors, leaf collectors, they pull up, I mean, they're just, it's, you know, they don't look very nice, they look nice for the first like 2 years, and then now they're just rusting. So I think that'd be a better option.
So my opinion on this matter, in terms of what we should be looking for and going forward with, is some sort of side-by-side with a V-blade on it, knowing that the DDA is most likely gonna move towards planters, and we can move benches for next season. And, you know, let's try to get some quotes around that and plan for that in next year's budget. And if we can get delivery on that, say early summer, that's a piece of equipment the DPW can start putting to work and utilizing immediately. And if after next winter, we find that, you know, the side-by-side, it really is just too big, or it's not what we want, we'll get through that season, and then we can look at doing a garden tractor again. And going back to what we know works, but, you know, we know that the side-by-side is gonna be probably between 30 and 35,000 based on the last time we quoted it.
So basically you want to table this for now?
That would be, my opinion. I mean, there's no motion, we don't have to do anything, we just have the information.
Like if you guys table it, and then for next meeting, or in March, start looking at the possibility, you know, let everyone kind of digest more of it. I think that'd be the best, because springtime is usually when all that stuff goes on, like, you know, sale. And it will make it more feasible to get it, you know, because you don't want to end up ordering something now when they know you need it.
Right.
So, where it's like, you know, come April, they're gonna be like, you know, Hudson's Alone's probably gonna have tons of them with V-blades and full cabs and everything that they're just trying to burn.
Right.
It doesn't no justice to have them.
Well, motion to table the snow removal equipment until March, what is it, 13th?
I don't think so. You say the first or second March meeting.
Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor, aye?
All right.
Aye, all opposed? All right, appreciate the discussion. Item number 6, the MML liability and property pool renewal. Jessica, I believe this is your wheelhouse?
Yeah, it's just a yearly renewal for our insurance.
Okay. And what is the financial obligation on this? 20,873, if I'm reading this correctly.
Yeah, so there's an email that kind of breaks it down. I gotta get to it.
Yeah. The insurance and related services described more fully in this proposal are being offered to the village of Weberville for an annual premium of $20,873. Last year's cost was $18,911, so it went up $1,962. Looks like vehicle insurance went up from $86 to $122 per vehicle. We added a vehicle, we went from 6 to 7.
So this is basically the insurance on the village vehicles? Is that what this is? Okay.
And MML sent a packet if you wanna look into it more in depth.
For the vehicles and the overall liability of the.
Yes, it's the overall liability.
So
Like
you
all of
need
our
to make claims?
bonds.
What's that? Yeah. You need to make claim for last year?
Yeah, we need to make a claim.
Yep, so we gotta have insurance and MMLs who we have to use. So, with that, Jessica, I assume you need a motion to,
Approve the property, liability property for renewal for 2004, or 2024, what year are we in?
I second.
We're in 2024.
I second.
I will make a motion to approve the 2024 MML liability and property goal renewal. Do you want me to put the amount in there for
Yes,
the
please.
amount of $20,873?
thank you, is there a second?
Second.
Second by Lana. Roll call, please.
Schulte,
Yes?
Schoenberg,
Yes.
Stanfield,
Yes.
Walter.
Yes.
Okay, item number 7, 217 North Main penalties. I believe this is water penalties.
It is, I don't know if you guys heard the email beforehand. This gentleman contacted us, wanted to know if he would be able to pay off his penalties because his ex-wife was living in his house. He didn't pay the water bill. The only problem I see with this is that does this for other places. And
Seven presidents.
That's what I was gonna say, because if we do it,
yeah,
then we're gonna have other people, and then I have a question, so if he's going through a divorce, wouldn't that kind of be in the divorce agreement that,
Part of property settlement.
That's a civil problem between those folks.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No problem.
I mean, I'm all about, our community and everything, but I can just see you guys down there getting phone call after phone call.
Yeah, I don't see how individuals' personal dealings are. Yes, Josh Rocky.
Didn't you guys just recently activate the penalties? So how is it that high?
maybe it started
I think it was last year.
22.
Was it 2022 when you
It was
guys
right
started?
after COVID ended, and then somebody else left.
So that's like a year's worth?
Yeah.
Seems like a really high amount.
I was gonna say,
It adds up when you don't pay.
why wait this long?
Because if you figure like,
Right.
because what's the most that you can pay is $50? Or is that for penalties?
It's like 10% or something like that.
Oh, it's a percentage?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, it's not flat, okay. Yeah, that seems like a lot. But it does compound. Now, you guys don't charge penalties on top of the penalty fee, right?
It all adds up.
Huh?
If you don't pay, the penalty keeps going up too.
Okay. What's that?
Well, maybe if we can help them out with the incurring penalty, would that help them?
He was
He has to pay the penalty, he has to pay the monthly thing, but maybe knock some off of the incurring penalty.
can if you want to, but the only problem is if other people want to do it.
Yeah,
And that's
So trying to help one person, you're
And
making
then
it just for everybody,
everybody.
snowballing out of
I mean,
control.
it's a property settlement. I mean, Scott will say it's a property settlement thing, so all it's gonna do is when they sell the home, it's gonna come out of their piece of it, their profit.
Right.
Is they'll pull that out, because the tow company will put it in escrow and they'll pay it
Mhm.
as part of the settlement, on the close of the property, so it does come out of their pocket, but, I mean, honestly, I feel like there's been enough time that they could have worked out a payment plan
Right.
and worked something out beforehand, but it's like, now they're looking at, they're just gonna get less property, or less profit from their property sale.
Correct.
So, I mean, is that really the village's problem?
Yeah, and if I understand this
Not our
right,
problem.
yeah, when I was reading through the packet, this isn't like a water line that broke and no one knew about it. This is just two people who.
Civil matter.
Right, so I was a little perplexed when I first read it, but I thought maybe there's more to it, but if this is just within a divorce matter, they're the responsible parties, I mean, I don't,
Why didn't it get transferred to their property taxes? It's supposed to.
It's something that did.
Oh, did that?
We
Okay.
can only go, like, for this year, I can only put, from December older
Okay,
onto there.
okay.
And their water was shut off. We still have the, ready to
Right,
serve.
circus, right, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, so once it switches over to assessment on the property taxes, then it's definitely not what you guys can even control, because it's not payable to you anymore, it's payable to Union County, right? Because the Union County settle it, and then you guys get paid from it, right?
Yeah, so if they don't pay their taxes, then, and if they don't pay them, they'll go to the county. And the county will, like, kind of make it whole,
Right.
but, yeah, so.
Yeah, so that's. Yeah, that's a terrible position to be in, but
Oh, yeah, there's no
again,
doubt.
set precedents for, like you said, is now you guys would have to oblige by that to everyone going forward, and that's just not something.
Yep.
As Scott said, it's a civil matter.
We'll get worms that we don't want to do.
So I would recommend to the council that we disapprove the removal of $2,910.12 in penalties for 217 North Main Street.
So moved.
Second,
Roll call?
Schulter,
Yes.
Schoenberg,
Yes.
Stanfield,
yes.
Walter.
Yes.
It's absent, okay.
Thank you. Item number 8, the CAP meeting on February 21st at 9 a.m. That's the Capital Areas Treasury meeting. Jessica, I assume this is another you thing?
Yeah, so I brought the cat meeting to you guys before. It's like every other month, every 3 months, it's like sometimes it's a quarterly thing. It's just we have something to talk about.
Mhm.
So all the treasurers in Ingham County will get together, like this next one, they wanna talk about tax settlement. Or the Michigan class, which I'm gonna bring to you guys in April, which is kind of investment and kind of, like, it's more of a, like, schools put into it, other communities put into it.
Nisa uses it too.
NISA, yeah. Cause they've come to us quite a few times wanting to do it, so, and kind of things like that.
Right. So there's no cost for this other than mileage?
Right.
Okay. And it's a 9 a.m. meeting. How long does it run?
It depends on how things go and how many questions. It can go from an hour to 2 hours roughly.
Okay. So it's not a full day, it's just a couple of hours. Okay. And you said it's in Lansing?
This one, I think it was in Lansing, Holt, in the Holt. I don't know.
Oh, okay. I recommend to the council that we approve Jessica attending the Capital Area Treasurers meeting on February 21st at 9 a.m. With mileage included.
So moved.
Second,
Roll call, please.
Schulte,
Yes.
Schoenberg,
Yes.
Stanfield,
yes.
Walter.
Yes.
Thank you, and on to our last item, number 9, the SRE renewal quotation. Would somebody kindly fill us in on what we're doing here?
This is the annual subscription for it's the ArcGIS. What they did when they went through with the SAW grant is they basically mapped out the water lines and the wastewater lines and put those on like a print, and that is to help with locating as far as like allowed for like our missed digs, and then we can go through. Eventually I want to add to it, put like our water shutoffs. I think we have our bigger shutoffs on there, but I want to put like the homeowner shutoffs on there and stuff so that we can go to it, with GIS or GPS and find them, rather than the old style with the shovel and a metal detector and find them.
Gotcha. So this is just like a GIS with an overlay for
Yes.
utilities?
Yep.
Okay, that's pretty cool.
That would be so much easier.
$765 for that.
And that's yearly.
That's a yearly fee.
Yeah. Well, I certainly see the value in that. I mean, you can spend a lot more than that trying to manually find these things over and over, and it's just a waste of time. Is there a motion to approve the ESRI quote?
I'll make a motion for the ESRI, for the annual subscription in the amount of $765.
Second.
Second by Sandra, roll call please.
Schulte,
Yes.
Schulberg, yes. Vogel,
Yes.
Walter,
Yes.
Motion passed. You know how to pitch the ball on that? Yep. Perfect. All right, that brings us to the end of new business. Is there anything that we need to address that came in over the live feed?
Now with this ESRI, when we have bad valves that are up and down the street, because I know of two of them, one at Howard and one at Elm, when they were putting in the piping, and nothing was done with that, with those valves.
When they were putting in the piping.
The drainage, they hit a water main. They went to Elm Street, could not turn it off. They went back to Howard, could not turn it off. They had to make the repair right in front of Mark's house. Ask Greg, he was there.
I don't know where Mark's house is.
Right down Chestnut, 1, 2, third house from Elm.
What's the question?
Will these valves be repaired?
Yeah, this just locates where the valves are at.
This is just locating them.
Yes,
Okay, this is not,
it's like a map.
oh, okay,
It's a computerized map.
okay.
Versus memory, anecdotes, napkin drawings.
Yeah.
I mean, there's probably still a lot of things that we don't know because it's been lost to time, right?
Right,
And
yeah.
the fire.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Okay.
so this would help in slowly moving the ball forward away from.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, anything else before we adjourn that anyone would like to discuss or bring up? If not, is there a motion to adjourn?
I will make a motion to adjourn at 7:27 PM.
Is there a second?
Second.
Second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, all opposed? All right, meeting closed.